JayZ's also been linked or connected in doing business with him. Now, JayZ has also been tied to Diddy through rumors and longtime allegations and conspiracies. We've all seen them online, like the one that claims JayZ allegedly cheated on Beyonce with Kathy still. And then you have celebrities like a JayZ. And this is where I think the whole fallout with the Beyonce, she's just kind of in the crosshairs because of all of what's going on in the media with respect to JayZ and stuff. But with Jay, you know, when he complained at the Grammys about the Grammys not giving Beyonce Artist of the Year, when she's the most decorated Grammy-winning artist ever, we invited him to be honored at our award show.
Jason Lee didn't come to play this time. He came to shake the room. He didn't whisper or hint. He dropped the mic and walked away like he knew the world would catch fire behind him. In one breath, he cracked open one of the most protected circles in the industry, Beyonce, JayZ, and Kelly Rowland. And the way he said it, you could feel the tension. He wasn't just gossiping. He was warning us that what looked like a decades-long friendship might have had some twisted layers hidden underneath. He started hinting at blurred lines, boundaries crossed, silent power moves, and whispered deals that, according to him, could crumble the perfect image the Carters have built for nearly 20 years. The timing couldn't have been more suspicious either. With Diddy's entire empire collapsing in lawsuits, Jason's bomb suddenly made people wonder, are those same dark shadows creeping toward Parkwood too? And when he said, "Stop having people call me, you can call me yourself, JayZ," that wasn't just a statement, that was a direct challenge. His voice didn't shake, it didn't sound scared, it sounded like someone who's been silenced before and finally decided to flip the script. Within hours, the internet exploded. Social media lit up with fans connecting dots, comparing clips, and digging up every uncomfortable moment between Beyonce and her so-called sister, Kelly Rowland. Because when you take away the glitz, the gowns, and the Grammy smiles, one thing keeps showing up like a shadow. Every major scandal that's ever touched the Carters somehow circles right back near Kelly Rowland. Something's not adding up and people are starting to notice. The oldest rumor in this whole messy saga is the one people tried to bury back in the early 2000s, but it just won't stay dead. Whispers started spreading that Kelly Rowland might have been way closer to JayZ than anyone wanted to admit. For years, it stayed tucked away, dismissed as internet talk, until 2024 came knocking.
And I have to still say allegedly, has done things and allegedly participated in a lot of things that the public would not be happy to know.
At the Harder They Fall premiere in LA, the two crossed paths again, and what happened next had the internet losing its mind. Cameras caught JayZ turning around, locking eyes with Kelly, and the man looked stunned. Not happy stunned, more like caught off guard and rattled. The video hit social media and instantly became a viral meme. Kelly later hopped on Instagram Live trying to play it cool, saying, "I see my big bro all the time." But fans weren't buying that for a second. The way Jay froze up told a story her calm tone couldn't cover up. Then came the 2020 storm, one of the wildest theories the internet ever cooked up. People started claiming JayZ was secretly the father of Kelly's son. Sounds crazy, right? But it blew up fast after Kelly posted a string of cryptic captions like, "Some truths I'll carry alone," and "Family secrets stay sacred." She never dropped names, but guess who got spotted the same week? JayZ, caught on camera walking into a Los Angeles studio linked directly to Kelly's management team. Once blogs started connecting the dots, Kelly didn't say a word. No denials, no clarifications, just total silence. And for someone who's always chatting with her fans, that sudden hush felt way too intentional. Sometimes silence doesn't hide the truth, it confirms it. By 2025, things hit a whole new level of messy. Jason Lee's feud with JayZ wasn't just personal anymore, it felt strategic. On one of his podcasts, he fired off a bold message straight into the mic. "Stop having people call me. You can call me yourself, JayZ." The way he said it, calm, controlled, but sharp enough to slice through the entire industry. Jason claimed Jay's team had been reaching out, trying to put out flames. But what flames exactly, he never spelled it out, yet everyone listening could tell it all pointed right back to Kelly Rowland. Jason hinted that something about Kelly's connection to the Carters was so explosive, it made the mogul himself step in. He made it sound like Kelly wasn't just collateral damage, she might have been the center of the storm, the kind of storm powerful people panic about when secrets start to leak. Meanwhile, the public version of Kelly, the smiling, graceful, loyal sister to Beyonce, looked completely different. She's always been the one hyping the Carters, defending them when drama hit. In 2023, she even stood on the Grammys' red carpet and called JayZ one of the greatest men I know. It sounded sweet until you remember the timing. That comment came after Jason's first warning shots and right before Kelly started quietly disappearing from Beyonce's world. Suddenly, the pattern was undeniable. The brunch invites, gone. The Rock Nation events, nowhere to be seen. No Ivy Park photo shoots, no private birthday shout-outs, nothing. It was like someone hit delete on her entire connection to Beyonce's empire. Fans noticed immediately, how does someone go from the third sister of Destiny's Child to a ghost in her best friend's story overnight? And that's what makes it all even creepier. This is the same Kelly who cried during their 2013 Super Bowl reunion saying, "We had a moment for the Super Bowl." Back then, people thought it was about unity, sisterhood that could never break, but since 2020, silence. No more shared stages, no collaborations, no public sisterhood moments, just distance. It's like the bond that once looked unbreakable quietly cracked, and now everyone's wondering why. The higher Beyonce's star climbed, the more Kelly Rowland's light seemed to fade from her orbit. What used to look like unbreakable sisterhood suddenly turned into a PR nightmare. Insiders started whispering that their friendship became a liability, too many questions, too many rumors, and way too much speculation about what was really going on behind those perfect smiles. People started wondering if loyalty had crossed into something deeper, darker, and that's when Jason Lee dropped the most cryptic line of his career. During one of his broadcasts, Jason said, "I stopped a major thing for Beyonce. Didn't even get a thank you for majors in one sentence." He wanted people to know it was serious. But what exactly did he stop? He didn't explain, and that silence made the internet spiral. Within hours, fans were connecting it to the 2015 Miami Freakoff lawsuit, the one that originally listed Beyonce and JayZ as witnesses before their powerhouse legal team got their names completely removed.
I think that they don't want, if they was in any of those Freakoff tapes, if they played a part in any of those Diddy sessions, they don't want it to get out to the general public to make up their...
Court records show how fast their lawyers moved, like lightning. They immediately proved Jay was in New York that night, forcing the accuser to back off. But that speed raised big questions in the industry. Why go so hard, so fast, over something you supposedly had nothing to do with? If they could mobilize that aggressively for a party Beyonce didn't attend, what lengths would they go to if she actually was there? And more importantly, who else might have been standing beside her that night? We've seen this playbook before. Rumors pop up, legal threats hit, then silence, and right when everyone thinks it's over, someone like Jason steps out of nowhere and starts talking again. So now the real question is, why would Jason risk his entire platform, his reputation, and possibly his safety to drag names as untouchable as Beyonce and JayZ into the spotlight unless he knew something? Nobody pokes that kind of power without a reason. Sources close to Jason Lee's show claim he's sitting on a bombshell, a story that supposedly ties everything together. The awkward movie premiere moment, the secretive calls from JayZ's team, and those wild paternity whispers that just won't die down. If what these insiders are saying is true, this could be the missing link explaining why Kelly Rowland's public loyalty always seemed out of sync with her private distance. Every single move from Beyonce's camp seems to tighten that invisible tension between them. Behind the scenes, her team works around the clock polishing Beyonce's image spotless, every headline, every post, every public moment, while completely ignoring the elephant in the room. Kelly, the same Kelly that Tina Knowles once called a true gift from God, is now being quietly erased like she never existed. You don't see her in photos, credits, or mentions anymore. It's like she's been digitally deleted from the Beyonce universe. Nobody's talking on record, but insiders whisper that what's happening isn't friendship fallout, it's containment. Pure reputation management at its finest. Meanwhile, Jason Lee keeps repeating one thing over and over. He's not afraid to talk. He's hinted that something he once helped cover up could destroy multiple households if it ever surfaced. He said it so calmly, it almost sounds like a warning. Think about it. Kelly Rowland used to be Beyonce's ride or die, her backup on stage, her defender in interviews, her sister for life. But now, she's being treated like a liability. Jason claims he buried a scandal to protect them all, while the internet swears that scandal had JayZ's name written all over it. But the question nobody seems brave enough to answer is this: what did Kelly really do? And why is Beyonce acting like the woman she once called family doesn't even exist anymore? Beyonce's marriage has already survived infidelity, survived Lemonade, and survived being dragged through the media for years. But this could be the one thing it can't survive: the truth about Kelly Rowland, because every time the internet thinks it's seen all of JayZ's skeletons, another one slips out from the closet, darker and closer to home. Even back in 2001, Nas was throwing coded shots in ether, rapping, "Foxy got you hot cause you kept your face in her." It wasn't just a lyric, it was a loaded message aimed right at JayZ, sparking talk about his rumored link to Foxy Brown when she was young. Both of them denied anything inappropriate, but those whispers never completely disappeared. And now, with that 2024 lawsuit accusing JayZ and Diddy of behavior that shook the entire industry, it feels like old ghosts are finally coming back to collect. Of harming a 13-year-old at an after party, that's what the 2024 lawsuit accused JayZ of. The case got dropped within months, but the stain on his reputation, that never washed off. And just when people thought the storm had passed, 2025 came swinging with two new lawsuits: Ramir Satterthwaite and Letitia Messer.
I would hope he would think about it and this would be in his mind, but I wouldn't actually know what another person is feeling. It was, and for the case not to go how I was planning it, I really thought it was gonna go different than.
Both claiming JayZ was their father and that he'd been paying quietly for years to keep their stories out of the spotlight. One says he used his influence, the other says he bought silence. Either way, the pattern's crystal clear. JayZ doesn't just cheat, he controls the narrative. And now Kelly Rowland has become the one story he can't seem to control anymore. The deeper you look, the more the puzzle pieces start aligning. Back in 2020, Kelly popped up in full Ivy Park gear, head to toe in Beyonce's Adidas collab, smiling on camera like everything was perfect. But was it loyalty or leverage? Insiders from Parkwood Entertainment say that partnership wasn't some random gig. It dropped right when the 2020 paternity rumors started swirling. To the public, it looked like unity, but behind the scenes, it was damage control in designer fabric. Fast forward to 2025, JayZ's lawyers filed papers calling Ramir Satterthwaite's case a decades-long harassment. But here's the twist. That's the same phrase Jason Lee used when describing how Jay's team wouldn't stop calling people about Kelly. That can't just be coincidence. It sounds like a playbook move. Jay doesn't just deny, he dismantles. Yet somehow, Kelly's still standing tall while everyone else who challenges him vanishes from the frame. And there's still one more layer, one that isn't about intimacy at all. It's about money. The timing of Kelly's Ivy Park spotlight wasn't just good PR. It was a transaction in plain sight, because right when the internet reignited those whispers about her connection to JayZ, she suddenly became the face of Beyonce's Adidas line, draped in maroon and orange, splashed across magazines, reels, and talk shows. To the world, it looked like sisterhood, but behind the flashbulbs, it might have been something much colder, a deal disguised as devotion. It looked like sisterly support on the surface. But behind the scenes, that timing was way too perfect to ignore. When loyalty suddenly becomes a public performance right as doubt starts spreading, it doesn't read like friendship anymore. It screams damage control wrapped in designer fabric. You could literally trace the shift from genuine warmth to something that felt staged, rehearsed, performed. Kelly, who used to move effortlessly around Beyonce, suddenly seems scripted. Every smile, every gesture toward her former bandmate looked calculated, almost choreographed for the cameras. And insiders noticed, during Ivy Park's 2020 rollout, Kelly was everywhere. She appeared in nearly every promo wave, even though she wasn't officially signed under Adidas before or after that drop. That short burst of visibility worked perfectly. It pulled attention away from the paternity whispers and redirected the conversation toward how beautiful and on-brand she looked beside Beyonce. But the timing, it lined up too cleanly with quiet talk that Beyonce's legal team was knee-deep in containing her husband's scandals. If that's true, Kelly's glossy Ivy Park moment wasn't a sweet favor. It was a business move, a public alibi disguised as fashion. And when you follow the money trail tied to JayZ's alleged paternity cases, that wild theory doesn't sound so easy to dismiss anymore. In 2025, Letitia Messer came forward claiming JayZ had been quietly supporting her for years, sending money through third-party channels while refusing to ever acknowledge her in public. It painted a familiar picture of selective generosity: keep the secret safe, but make sure everyone stays comfortable. And when you line that up with Kelly Rowland's timeline, her sudden Ivy Park glow-up followed by a quick retreat, it raises one heavy question. If JayZ's willing to bankroll a hidden life for one woman, what might he be paying another to stay silent? At this point, it's not just about scandal anymore, it's about strategy. The money in that circle doesn't just buy silence, it buys narratives. Every move in Beyonce's empire runs on control, from her image to her partnerships, from who's seen standing beside her to who's quietly cropped out of the frame. Industry insiders claim the connection between these two sisters didn't actually end, it just changed form. The financial exchange reportedly goes beyond clothing deals. Kelly still has quiet access to Roc Nation resources, production credits, booking channels, and even international opportunities, despite not working publicly with the label for years. That doesn't sound like sisterhood anymore. It sounds like a silent agreement built on quiet cooperation, not collaboration. In other words, Kelly Rowland might still be on the payroll, not for her music, but for her silence. The same silence that keeps the Carter empire polished, predictable, and untouchable. Because Beyonce's entire world runs on control, and control always comes with a price. Maybe Kelly already named hers, and the truth about what she knows could be worth more than anyone realizes. We've all seen this pattern before. Lawsuits surface, names vanish, settlements appear, and then silence follows. But look closer at the people who once stood beside Beyonce: Tiffany Haddish, Jonathan Hay, Jason Lee. They all keep dropping hints about something too big to bury, and if Kelly really has been guarding a secret that explains why her sisterhood turned into sudden exile, then the stakes aren't personal anymore. They're monumental. She wasn't the sidekick anymore. She became the loose end. Kelly Rowland went from Beyonce's shadow to her ghost. JayZ's scandals always seem to get buried, but this time, the body might be Kelly's career, and Beyonce's letting it happen. So, what do you think really went down between them? Was Kelly protecting the Carters, or was she protecting herself? Drop your thoughts in the comments below, because something tells us this story is far from over. And don't forget, like this video, subscribe to UrbanBars, and hit that notification bell so you don't miss the next deep dive. Until next time, stay watching, stay questioning, and remember, in Hollywood, loyalty is never free.